guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is going to be a whole series on how to go about writing a poetry book. And I've already made one video in this series, the last video which I uploaded on my channel. It was basically giving you basic tips and talking about basic approaches on how to go about putting together your poems for a prospective poetry collection, how to put all your poems together. So I talked about basic approaches on a general level. And this is going to be the second episode of this series. And now I would like to get a bit more specific. And in this video, I specifically want to talk to you about the theme-based approach of curating your poetry collection. Now, if you've listened to my last video, you know what is a theme-based approach. It is basically the act of fixing a particular theme for your poetry book and then basing your poetry book on that theme rather than just putting all your poems together randomly. So that is the theme-based approach about which I talked about in my first video. And now I want to talk a bit more in detail about this approach. Now, how do you sort of curate a theme-based poetry collection? There are two ways of going about it. The first obvious way is to just think of a particular theme and then see what poems you have, poems which you already have which fit into that theme, and then select those poems and then put them together for the collection. Fairly straightforward approach. But the second approach, and that's what I want to focus on in this video, and that's the more interesting and exciting approach, I think, is that you think of a particular theme for your forthcoming poetry collection, but you don't use the poems which you've previously written, but you commission yourself to write new poems based on that theme. So this is like basically a publishing house. Literally, just imagine a publishing house is commissioning you to write short stories or a novel, just the way commissioning house publishes, a publishing house commissions you to write a short story or a novel. Similarly, you are commissioning yourself to write poems based on a particular theme that you have thought about. As I said, this is definitely challenging, but it is exciting and it's also good for your poetry writing skills, because what happens is that sometimes without any concrete ideas in head or without any concrete goal in our mind, we also get a bit we also feel a bit low as writers, that we don't have anything to look forward to and we don't get inspired, and so it's difficult to write randomly sort of every day. So this is something that interferes with the writing process. And a lot of people also suffer the writer's block. So this is actually a very good remedy for writer's block as well. That if you have a particular theme in mind, a theme that binds together all your poems and then that can actually sort of make you write more, and you can discipline yourself to write, let's say, 30-40 poems according to that theme. It's a challenge you give yourself. It's something which will actually make you write. Because when we are just writing randomly poetry, then our writing capacity is limited. It's like, whenever an idea strikes, we write, otherwise we don't write. So we just write once in a while, perhaps. But if you give yourself a theme, then you have a goal to look forward to, that my book will get published, my poetry book will get published on this theme I need these many poems, so then you will be more motivated to write poetry. So the theme-based approach is a good way to motivate yourself to write more poetry. Now, giving examples of the topics you can write on, let's start with the examples. So, let's say nature poetry. Now, nature poetry is a very common topic and a lot of people like nature poetry, and it's also something which can be very catchy. You can use catchy visuals, catchy images, illustrations along with your poems. So nature poetry is a very popular theme, a recurrent theme which has been used by many famous poets, and it can be your poetry collection can be titled, let's say, an ode to nature or an ode to trees, an ode to woods. I'm just trying to give you examples and throw off some ideas. Of course, the kind of nature poems you write will totally depend on your sense of imagination and your writing style. So let's say that you live in a place which has a lot of wildlife and where you interact with a lot of nature. So then maybe your poems can be little stories about the interaction between human beings and nature. Or maybe you live in a slightly urban place and then your poems can be the act of you simply enjoying nature, like a walk in the rain or a walk in the park, things like that. So it totally depends on your writing skills, your experiences, your context, what kind of nature poetry you write. We all perhaps remember the fascinating character of Mowgli, the Jungle Book guy, half animal, half human, who existed so beautifully with animals. So maybe you could create a fictional characters like that, something on those lines. Now here, when we're talking about nature poetry, I want to quickly give you some examples, and I want to show you the poetry book covers of my favorite author, and he's very famous, the very famous Ruskin Bond, who is mostly known for his short stories, and he's known for children's literature, but he has also written some beautiful poetry books. So here are two poetry covers by him, and two covers of two poetry books by him. Now the first one is A Little Night Music, and this happens to be his first poetry collection. This happens to be the first poetry collection of Ruskin Bond, and this collection has poems which are sort of his experiences, his poetic experiences of wildlife and nature. So this collection is devoted to nature. And the best part about Ruskin Bond's poetry is that the language is lucid, it's easy to understand, there are no difficult words that have been used, and it's not abstract. It's something which everybody can relate to, and it inspires everybody to protect nature, to preserve the environment. And the poems are always accompanied by beautiful, colorful illustrations. So this is something we can learn from Ruskin Bond's style of writing overall. And the second poetry book cover which I'm going to show is An Island of Trees. Now, An Island of Trees is again a sort of book by Ruskin Bond, and this is a collection again devoted to nature. This is again, but this has something special, which is that it has both poems and stories together. So now this is a novel format, and is something that you can experiment with also. You can think of a particular theme, not necessarily nature, of course, any theme, and then write both poems and short stories based on that theme, and then bring out a book, whether you find a publisher or self-publish your book, which has both poems and stories connected to that theme. So this can also be a new format, because the publishing world is getting saturated. So people are also constantly looking for new things to read. So this is something that can be very exciting from a publishing point of view. I want to talk a bit more in detail about, I just want to give you examples about different kind of topics for theme-based poetry collections that you can pick. I'm just going to throw up some ideas. So music, for example, because I love singing and I like music. So it's something that naturally comes to my mind, to my head. And a lot of people like music. Now, of course, if you curate your poetry collection around music, that doesn't necessarily mean that your poems, all your poems have to be literally about music. Maybe you're fascinated by some musical bands of yesteryears, or maybe you like sounds in general, or maybe you look for music in everything you do, in cooking, in everyday objects. You can hear music even in the sort of running of vehicles if you are that kind of a person. So I'm just throwing off ideas. How you incorporate music as a theme in your poems is totally up to you, but you can certainly curate a beautiful poetry collection with music as a theme. A very common sort of theme for a poetry collection, for poetry books is, and these days a lot of even events are, like, of course not these days because now we have this coronavirus, but when we used to have events, and a lot of events were also happening around this theme, which is that city-based poetry based on your experiences of living in the city, because living in the city is an entirely new experience in itself, and it brings in a lot of other different experiences as well, materialism, industrialization, whatever. So you can write poetry about the experience of living in a city-based poetry. It's a fairly generic thing. The beautiful thing is that if you curate a collection on the experience of living in a city, then literally you can write a lot of different kinds of poems. A lot of different poems can fit into this approach. So it's something that stimulates your writing process. But again, as I said, it's imperative, I think, if you want to have a unique collection, that first you think of the theme. So if city is the theme, then after you have thought of the theme, you write poems that are sort of devoted to that theme. And it can be very interesting for you if you like roaming around the city, traveling around around the city, exploring the city. And it can be like a journalistic pursuit. You can take little notes when you go to different programs or events, and all these can slowly gradually become material for your poems, for your city-based poetry collection. Now, time is again a very generic theme. a fairly universal theme that a lot of people base their poetry collections on. Now, time, a lot of all famous poets literally have written poetry on time, dedicated to the passage of time, the idea of memory, nostalgia. So you could think on those lines also. Curate a poetry collection around the theme of time. Now, I just want to quickly give an example here since we are talking about theme-based poetry collections. There's a very famous poet called Amit Chaudhary, and he has this beautiful poetry collection called Sweet Shop. Now, the title itself is very catchy, Sweet Shop. So you immediately start wondering, are these poems really about sweets? So these poems are actually literally really about sweets. So Sweet Shop is based on Amit Chaudhary's experience of, sort of traveling around the streets of Kolkata and savoring sort of his favorite sweets and having a look at these sweet shops. So you can obviously tell that he must be a passionate lover of sweets, that he literally writes and dedicates an entire poetry book to the experience of sort of enjoying sweets. A sweet shop. In Sweet Shop, I think each poem is literally literally incorporates the joy and ecstasy of liking sweets, enjoying sweets. So this is so specific. So this was just to give you an example of how certain theme-based poetry collections work and how famous poets have incorporated theme-based poetry collections in their work as well. Just to wrap up, one more, and this is something which is very significant from the point of view of the kind of scenario we are living in right now. We are struggling with this great issue, with this great sort of problem which has come on the entire mankind, it seems like. So this is a topic which is very relevant in these times, and I think for an year or two to come, this topic will be very relevant. And this is, of course, a universal topic as well, which is like inspirational poetry, or poetry that helps people fight stress, depression, negativity, basically motivational poems, inspirational poems. So you can curate your poetry collection around the theme of motivational poetry or inspirational poetry, or poetry that fights off, helps you fight depression, anxiety, and all that. Because this is something which, everybody is looking forward to all the time, that how, especially during this kind of time when people are having lots of negative experiences, especially looking forward to reading things that can talk about how to be more positive, that can teach them the value of positivity in a very beautiful way. And what's better than poetry to do such a task? That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And please do subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't yet. And please don't forget to press the bell icon on the top right hand corner so that you can get regular notifications and updates on the forthcoming videos. Also, very quickly, I'd like to tell you that my new poetry collection, I Like a Bit of the Mood, which is being published by Red River, is available on Amazon now. The link is there in the description section if you're interested. Thank you so much.